All right, this was sent into the channel for a review. This was sent in by, I think this is the company name, SEQURE, S-E-Q-U-R-E, and it's a little soldering iron. This is the SI012 Pro electric soldering iron. So I've never used one of these little soldering irons. They seem to be all over the place. And what comes in the box, actually you get two boxes. You get this box, which has this stuff in it, and then you get a second box, which is this here, which has the power supply in it. So it comes with a cord and a plug here for the soldering iron, okay? Inside the little package here, you get a little holder. Looks like this little sponge here you can wet. And then the iron can sit on the table like this, okay? So it comes with two tips, and they're two different style of tips. So I guess you might have one or the other, and this one can accept either one. This one looks like a heating element out here. It's a little bit different. It's got a metal ring here. The other one is just a straight piece, but it's long. Let me demo it. It comes with a little bag here. It comes with extra screws, is nice. The way that you use this thing is, let me see. I'm going to keep the, it comes with a little Allen wrench. I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to poke it out the hole here. So the device has a little hex screw on this side and one on this side. And if you loosen those up, then the tip can come out. Now you can see that when you put this tip in, when you put this tip in, it's not going in very far, right? And when you put this tip in, it goes in way farther. And there's two contacts inside, one contact for that type and one contact for that type, so it automatically detects which one you put in, okay? This one or this one. Now, which one do you prefer? Which one's better? I think it's up to you. I like this one because this ends up being a little bit forward heavy. This one is balanced in my hand a little bit better. And this one is a little bit shorter as well, about maybe 8 millimeters shorter. So that's one of the negative aspects of an iron like this, okay? Let me get out my my Metcal here. You can see that up to the place where you can grab, it's a very short distance here. So you have a very, very short working distance where this is very long. So you can get up really close here, and then, especially if you have shaky hands like I do, it's nice to have a really short throw there, okay? Whereas this, you're here and it's this really, really long throw, and it magnifies any wobble that you might have. Okay, that's complaint number one. Complaint number two is if you take a look at every soldering iron I've ever touched in my life, it has this ring here that keeps you from getting your hand burnt. Okay, there's a stop here. Your fingers rest right on that little bulge right there, right? And it's a safety thing. Here, it tapers away. It encourages your fingers to go onto this hot metal thing. That's just a fail in my book. I don't know why they don't mold in a stop there for your fingers. If I were going to use one of these, I would probably 3D print a little ring there and glue it on. Because that's just, in my mind, that's just an accident waiting to happen. So that's another complaint. Looks like the construction is well done. Comes with a little book. There's a bunch of information on their website. So I'm not going to go over the specs or anything. I think the most important thing is that we try it out and see if I like it or not. All right, let's give it a test here. I'm going to go do some real-world examples here of what I would be doing in the lab. Okay, and I'm going to be using Kester solder. This is 60/40, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, 60/40 Kester 44 standard stuff I always use. It wets really well. All right, I have it. It's just gone to sleep. If you wiggle it, it works. It turns back on again. So, okay, I'm going to bring it up. It's telling me the temperature. It warms up pretty fast. So the first thing we're going to do is solder some parts to a PC board. And so I have a bunch of, can you see that? I've got a bunch of capacitors, leaded capacitors. And so we will come along here and solder them. Let me move the camera over. All right, we'll come along here, solder this row down. It takes the heat, it gives the heat really well. There's really just an imperceptible amount of heat time. So when you touch the solder to it, it does take a second for it's just a super fraction of a second compared to something like a big Metcal. But it's really good. I mean, this is really good. I would be very pleased to solder with this all day long. So, yeah, it heats up everything. Everything flows. Yeah, it works really good. So I think in this particular case, we're doing great. So the next thing I want to do is solder to a large copper plane area. And so I have a copper area here on the board. A lot of times when you try to wet these, it takes a while, and this does not. It takes very little to heat this up. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I don't expect much with little tiny soldering irons, but yeah, this one seems to be doing the job. It wets really well. All right, and then the final test I'm going to do is I have some 18 gauge wire, and I'm going to do a splice here in the 18 gauge wire, and we're going to be putting a lot of solder all along this splice here, and wow, yeah, it's heating it up really well all the way along. I really like it. Okay. Not crazy about the holder though. But yeah, that looks really good. All right, well, passes the solder test for sure. Now, I did notice that I have it set to 350C. Normally my irons are 700 Fahrenheit, which equates to about 377 degrees. And you can set them to, let's see here. How does this work? Oh yeah, I'm changing that little over there. You can go from the little tiny, can you read that on the screen? Let me make sure it doesn't glare. So that's where I'm setting it. So you can set it to 300, 350, and 400. I wish it was 25-degree increments instead of 50-degree increments. But yeah, that's really good. All right, that was my review of the SEQURE SI012 Pro electric soldering iron. Yeah, it seems to work okay.